What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Steak and Antler Show with your host, me. I'm Sam. Today in the kitchen, we're making elk egg rolls. These things are a phenomenal treat to make, whether you're going tailgating, whether you're going over to a friend's house to watch the big game, whatever it is. These are a really, really delicious and high protein snack just to be able to bring over and share with people. You can make this with ground beef. You can make it with venison. I usually prefer to go the elk route. Elk is it's a little bit better tasting to me, and just overall healthier, more delicious. I'm going to show you guys how to make this start to finish. Buckle up, get ready to make these. Let's get it. All right, everybody, what you're going to need: gloves per usual, large sweet onion. You can use white onion, you can use purple onion. I prefer the sweet onion. Seasoning of your choice. This is Elk Creek barbecue. This is a like garlic jalapeno rub. This goes really, really well with any sort of exotic game. Again, this recipe is designed for you guys to be able to do this with ground beef. I prefer to do it with elk just because it tastes a little bit better to me. Next, we're going to need 1 pound of this Fossil Farms ground elk. I get this from Wild Fork. If I don't have the chance to go hunt, then I'm going to shop at Wild Fork. It's a really phenomenal place to be able to get really great cuts of meat. We're going to need 3 cloves of garlic. And lastly, we're going to need these egg roll wrappers. They're already open. I make these a lot for football games. This is a really good snack just to have for like a tailgating snack. But these egg roll wrappers are really great. They come frozen, so you need to let them thaw. But yeah, very, very few ingredients, very, very simple, very easy to make. Okay, so then we're gonna, no, dang it. We're gonna start by cutting up our garlic. Again, here guys, you want your knife to be good and sharp, just so that it makes it a lot easier to peel your garlic, cut your onion, that kind of thing. Little tip on how to cut your onion: take the non-root end, cut it right off. Peel the top layer off your onion. Doing it this way doesn't prevent you from crying, but if you work quickly enough, it'll be minimal tear gas. You're going to take your onion, cut it right down, leaving the root intact, so that we've got 2 halves here. You're going to take your knife, cut almost all the way through. You're going to turn your knife on its side, being very careful. Cut through almost all the way. One more time. And all you have to do the same thing to this one. Cut through, cut through, cut through. Got your onion. Now all you have to do is cut vertically. Look at that. It's such a fine little dice. Makes it perfect for this. So now we're going to take these, we're going to put them in the skillet, cook these till they sweat down. We want the onion to be almost translucent. So it's going to start to toast the garlic and then really start to bring out the sweetness of the sweet onion. All right, guys, so our pan has come up to temperature. It's pretty hot. I'm going to be cooking everything in pure avocado oil, just a little bit higher smoke temperature, a little bit better for you. So probably about a tablespoon-ish of oil. We've got our onions and our garlic in the pan. Now all we have to do is season. This can be a seasoning of your choice. I prefer to use the Elk Creek. It's really, really good on wild game. So we're going to continue to let these cook down, kind of sweat out. A lot of the juices are going to get flowing, and with the heat, the onions are going to get really sweet. All right, so as you can see, the onions have really started to sweat out. They're turning this really nice golden brown color, especially with the seasoning and the garlic. They look really, really good. Basically getting ready to take these off the heat. Once we take the onions off the heat, don't clean your pan out. We're going to put the meat directly in the pan and start to cook that as well. So once we've got our onions done, I'm going to put those in the bowl. Oh, that's hot. I'm going to take our meat. What we're going to do here is we're going to smash the meat out just a little bit. And we're going to really let it cook and brown on one side so it gets really crispy. While that's happening, we're going to take our seasoning. Whoa. Probably about a tablespoon, maybe closer to 2. And once this has really started to cook, we'll add a little bit of cooking oil. Again, guys, we're just letting this cook for a little bit. Just don't touch it after you kind of smash it out to the side of the pan. We want it to get really brown, really crispy on one side, just so that we'll have some really nicely textured bits as we're kind of eating our egg roll. All right, guys, so with elk in any other wild game cooks very quickly. It's very lean meat. So you want to make sure you're watching this because it can very easily start to burn. So the elk has been on the pan for a few minutes, and so we're going to go ahead and just start to smash it down. Overall, we want about an even amount of the meat to the onion, and so we want to make sure that we don't have tons of really big pieces with this elk. As you guys can see, it's all broken up into really small pieces. There's not a lot of liquid left over. There's some of the onions and the garlic left over from whenever we cooked it earlier. And then we also seasoned this. So this is pretty much ready to go in the bowl. Set your pan off to the side. Don't clean it yet. We're still going to need it. We're going to be lightly frying these egg rolls. We're not going to be deep frying them just because that adds a lot of extra oil. But we are going to be lightly frying these. So once you have it in your bowl, just give it a good little mix. Again, guys, we want this to be well incorporated. You see that there's a pretty much even mixture of both the onions, the garlic, and the overall elk. So we're going to take this back over to the counter. I'm going to show you guys how to quickly assemble these things. All right, guys, so we're back. We've got our elk and our onions. We've got our egg roll wrappers. I get these from Central Market. And then I also forgot to mention this, but we need a small bowl of water in order to get the egg roll wrappers to really seal so that you can keep everything in the wrapper. You want to make sure that you seal the outer edge of the egg roll wrapper with some water. Just kind of makes a sticky surface and you're able to really push them together. The first thing you're going to do with the cutting board is you're going to take your egg roll wrapper out. They will typically come in square or maybe slightly rectangular sheets. And you're going to put it at a diagonal. So you're going to set it down on the cutting board just like this. And whenever you're doing this, you're going to fill the meat up on the third of the wrapper closest, I guess, to you guys. So it's going to be the one that's furthest away from you if you're on the prepping table. Man, this just smells so freaking good. I'll usually go about four spoons. And so what you'll do is you'll take the corner facing away from you, push everything together, fold your corners, and then you're going to roll it towards you very tightly. And as you can see, there's this corner here. This is the corner that you need to seal. I don't know if I can pick this up. This corner here will need to be sealed. So you're going to just dip your fingers in some water, run them on the corner. You're going to roll it tightly and press down. So there's one. We're going to do this for as many as we can make. Depending on the size of the onion, this will make anywhere from 9 to 13 or 14. Just kind of depends on how much onion you put in there and that kind of thing. So again, you take the corner furthest from you, fold it, and kind of push everything together. Fold your two corners, your outside corners over, and then tightly roll it together. We get that corner there. Seal it with some water. Press. There's number 2. All right, guys, so with the meat, we were able to get 12 egg rolls, so 3, 6, 9, 12. We were able to get a dozen egg rolls made. We've got one egg roll wrapper left over, just ran out. I probably packed a couple of these too full. We're going to take these back over to the fryer and get these ready to cook them up real quick. So we'll catch you over there. All right, guys, so we're back. The pan is heating up. Again, we have not cleaned it off yet. We want to keep all the flavors that are currently on the pan still in there just to help with some additional flavor. As you can probably hear, the pan is coming up to temperature. We're going to use avocado oil. We are not going to be deep frying these, but we're going to be lightly frying them. So what I mean by that is we're going to put enough oil in the pan to, it's going to be a little bit more oil than just a small thin layer. We want a little bit of the egg roll wrappers to go underneath the oil, just so that it lightly fries it. All right, guys, oil has come up to temperature. Oof. You always want to lay these away from you. These will usually take maybe 2 to 3 minutes per side, if that, depending on the temperature of your oil. I currently have my stove at about a 7 out of 10. These wrappers in particular cook very, very quickly. And so as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see that yet, but they're already starting to blister. So the stages, they will start to blister first and then they'll turn brown. And so they're currently in the blister stage. We're about to flip them over, get them ready to then begin frying again on the other side. Okay. Oh man, look how nice golden brown those things are. Ouch. Very quick, very easy. Those were probably 2 minutes. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Next 3 go on. When you put these on the pan, you want to make sure that you put them first fold side down. So that way the fold will cook and stay that way so that the egg rolls will not come apart whenever you go to dip it into something. Again, guys, these cook so fast. Those were probably on there a minute and a half. All right, guys. So the last 3 are basically done. You can see how nice and crispy these are. I don't know if you can hear that, but they're very crispy, absolutely delicious, very warm. So we're going to plate these and then we'll finish up the video. Catch you guys here in just a second. All right, everybody. As you can see, we've got a dozen egg rolls here. These are going to be so, so good. Game's on here in just a little bit, so I'm going to whip up a quick sauce to go with these. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Go make these sometime. What the frick was that? Make sure you go make these. If you make these, drop a comment down below. Let me know how they turned out. I'm going to go eat these.